Welcome to the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I'm Megan Olivier, and I am joined by Ovince Saint Preux, who takes on Jon Jones in the main event at UFC 197 for the UFC interim light heavyweight title. Ovince, you just got in. You're here in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking about Saturday night. It's just like this is the biggest thing in my training. Been emphasizing all this last 2 weeks within training camp. To be in the moment, So like I'm in the moment right now. Every time I get within a scenario, I'm in the moment. Either scenarios run into my head, imagery, visualization, everything. So, but I'm definitely in the moment right now. It's exciting. I'm excited. He's excited. Everybody back home is excited too. I'm holding a lot of ticket. He's holding a lot of ticket. Whoever has to win the number is going to win.
I think UFC fans around the world are very excited for this, but I want to get to kind of the beginning of how this fight even came to fruition. Daniel Cormier, the UFC light heavyweight champ, was hurt. How did you find out he was hurt, and then why did you decide to ask for the fight instead of waiting for a phone call?
When it was all said and done, when they found out Cormier couldn't fight, I was just, doing my usual thing out Saturday afternoon, running errands and stuff, and my trainer, Eric Turner, texts Joe Silva, and next thing you know, he asked if Jon had a fight, and I said no, and asked me if I wanted it, and we took it.
A lot of people might hesitate if they got called by Joe Silva and were offered the fight. Jon Jones, one of the pound-for-pound best. You were proactive in this situation. Why did you feel like this was yours for the taking?
Opportunity. People don't understand sometimes, like when you're given the opportunity, you got to take it, and I'm going to make the best of this opportunity.
That being said, it's on 3 weeks' notice. In terms of cardio, in terms of how often you were training, what was that regimen like?
I felt pretty good on it. My cardio felt good. That Friday before I even found out anything, I was on the treadmill and I did 3 miles in 21 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So, I was pretty excited about that. And the only thing that happened is, the past 2 weeks, the only thing that we did, we cut out the weightlifting and, the cardio just went back up. I prepared my body for a 5-round fight, or, if it don't go 5 rounds, it don't go 5 rounds.
Now, Jon Jones was the champion for a long time in that division. Let's take a look at this matchup, because you are only an inch shorter than him, and normally he's got quite a height advantage. You've got a couple inches less than him on the reach, but normally he has a much bigger reach advantage. So just in terms of size, what do you see?
I think size-wise, we match up. We come pretty even. A lot of guys had a lot of problems with him just because of his height and his size and his length and stuff. So, and a lot of fighters say his appearance within the cage looks a lot bigger than it is, and I get the same thing too. So, I think size-wise we match up pretty good, and that's one of the biggest things I think that can help me out too.
I'm gonna run through a couple of disciplines of mixed martial arts, and I just want to get your thoughts on both you and Jon in those forms in terms of striking and punching power. You have 10 knockouts on your record, he has 9. Who do you think has the advantage here?
I think there's a difference between TKOs and knockouts. I think with the power advantage, I think I have that. So I can generate power from practically anywhere. If I'm in your guard, I'm liable to lock you out. Standing up, same thing. Even if I touch your chin, even if I don't knock you out, I'm gonna buckle you either way. So, I think I have that advantage.
What about the wrestling?
The wrestling, as long as my wrestling defense is up to par, which I know it is now, because I've been doing exceptionally well. I got a good wrestling coach, Sean Lebrante, I've been training with, and him and my trainer, Eric Turner, got together, and it's almost like I don't know. Just hearing them talk sometimes is hilarious, just because the way they break stuff down. So as long as I keep that in check, I think I'll be pretty good.
And what about jiu-jitsu? Because I love watching you, because you pull off things that most people just couldn't. You always come out with something unorthodox and something creative. So when you look at the jiu-jitsu matchups, Jon does have a lot of submissions on his record, but what do you see there?
He does have a lot of submissions, but the submissions that I typically end up getting are the submissions that people don't see. I put myself in situations where I can get those submissions. And the gym that I train at, we're not a kickboxing gym, we're not a wrestling, we're not a jiu-jitsu gym, we're a mixed martial arts gym. So everything that we do actually goes hand in hand with mixed martial arts. I can do something, I can do a strike and stand up that's going to put me in a better position for wrestling. You know,
Right.
I can, do a wrestling move that's going to end up putting me in a submission situation. So there's a lot of things that we do that are unorthodox. We always think of outside the box, and that's why I'm the fighter that I am today.
I know that the odds makers in Vegas aren't bothering you because I saw a tweet about David and Goliath there, and then you tweeted the definition of an underdog. For you, is that almost like a comfortable position to be in because you've been the underdog before and proven to be successful?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I tell people, my hometown that I grew up in, Immokalee, we were always the underdog, and we'll never give a chance about anything. So playing that role is, it's nothing to me. We played it all the time. We always prove people wrong.
If you get your hand raised on Saturday night, that will be for the interim light heavyweight title. Any difference to you whether there's a belt on the line or not?
It's better with a belt, and but also too is just like the opportunity to fight Jon. That's great too. So, it's good.
I'm gonna let you go in just a second, but before, how excited is the Tennessee Volunteers Nation for you? Because I've got to imagine they're just losing their minds.
Man, the only thing about fighting that I'll be thinking about from time to time is just like, I talk to some of my fraternity brothers, some of my teammates in Knoxville and stuff, or even some people back home in Florida. I'm like, hey, did a lot of people see the fight today? And they were like, oh yeah, the whole town basically shut down. So it's going to be crazy. Knoxville, Tennessee, and Immokalee, Florida is going to be going bananas right now. I think every bar in Knoxville is going to be playing the fight.
Wow.
So it's going to be definitely exciting.
That is going to be exciting for them, exciting for you. How do you feel you get it done?
You know what? I was telling people, every scenario that ran through my head, every scenario that happened within the fight, I gave my hand raised at the end. And there was the one scenario I got beat up all 4 rounds. 5th round, I get my hand raised. So, I don't know how it's going to end because every time I say it's going to end a certain way, it happens in a totally different fashion.
Right.
So, I'm just going to tell people, keep an eye out.
I'm sure they will be keeping their eye out. Saturday night, UFC 197, Ovince Saint Preux taking on Jon Jones for the UFC interim light heavyweight title. Ovince, best of luck to you. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Can't wait to see you fight on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thanks.